Hey, welcome to my YouTube channel. Thank you for joining me. I just wanted to introduce myself right off the bat. My name is Louis Rosignol. I know some of you are probably familiar with my work through Instagram, and that's why you're here. But if you're not familiar with me because you just happen to stumble across this video on YouTube, then I'm an illustrator slash designer slash fine artist, I guess you could say. And you can check out my work on my website, which is louisrosignolart.com, or also my Instagram. And what I'll do is I'll put links to those in the description, so will be very easy to find those things. Let's just get started. So the purpose of this first video is I just want to lay out my plans for this YouTube channel and talk to you about, where I want to take it, the direction I want to take it, so that you can see if it's something that you're interested in, and if you are, definitely subscribe so you're notified when I put new videos out. And the thing is, I've actually recorded this video and the next video. I've recorded them last week, and I'm re-recording them, and the reason is I recorded them downstairs and I had everything laid out perfectly how I wanted to say it. I typed it out and I put it on my iPad like in a teleprompter app, and I sat there and recorded the videos, and I recorded them a few times. I was going to cut them together, and what ended up happening is I was editing it. I realized that it just didn't sound very natural. Like, it just sounded like I was reading right off of a teleprompter, and that's not how I wanted the videos to be. I want them to be more natural. I want them to just be more conversational. And so now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to write basic word, key phrases and words to prompt myself on what I wanted to talk about, and then kind of riff off of those. And that way it'll just keep it a lot more natural and relaxed. And so hopefully this format will work for me, and it will work for you guys. Anyway, so let's just get right into it and get started. I've been really wanting to do this channel for a long time, and so it's nice that I'm finally getting around to doing it. I finally got the equipment that I need. Right now I'm just using natural lighting, so hopefully that's working. I do have other lights that I could set up, and I did set them up for the first time I recorded these, but they're just like really hot and bright, and so I'm only going to use them when I have to, when it's too dark to record without natural light. So, like I said, I'm just going to tell you about the plans for this channel, where I want to take it, the types of video, or the video topics that I want to talk about. And I also am definitely interested in hearing from you guys, hear your ideas. Where do you think I should take this channel in some ways? Obviously I have a plan for it, but if there's some specific topics that you'd love to hear me talk about, usually, to do it with art, as you'll see when I talk about my ideas, you'll see the types of things I want to talk about. And so if you have ideas that kind of fit in with the theme, definitely leave your ideas in the comments to this, or you can email them to me, and I'll definitely take them to heart. And especially if I get a lot of comments that are about the same topic, if I see a lot of people are requesting something specific, I'll definitely do that. But any idea you have, please send it my way so that I can hear from you guys and know, because I want to. The whole point of this is I'm trying to make videos that people will want to watch. And so I want to hear from you guys. Let's see. So the first thing that I wanted to talk about is I want to make videos about studio art topics, and so that'll be like a section of the channel will be dedicated to studio art topics. And for instance, videos that I could do in the future would be, what inspires my drawing. And not just like other artists, but in general, in life, what inspires my work. What types of things do I like to do before I draw to get in the right mind frame. Also under the heading of studio art topics, I'd like to talk about like drawing techniques and painting techniques, and maybe have like tutorials and like time-lapse videos, which I've already been doing some on Instagram, but I definitely want to do more. It seems like the response to those has been all positive, so I definitely want to do more of those. I'd like to talk about the tools that I use. People always ask me what types of pens I use and that type of stuff, so I want to do videos that lay out the tools that I use on a daily basis and which ones are my favorite, some that I've tried out that I enjoyed using. I also want to talk about different ways to get the creative juice flowing when you're not feeling it. Some days you just have like a creative block and you don't know what to draw. And so it's good to have different like ways you can exercise your mind to just get things moving before you draw. And I'd like to talk about that in some videos. And actually the first like real video that I'm going to do, I guess this is a real video, but the first video that I'm going to do that's about just about one topic, which will be out, I guess, a week from now, hopefully, is going to be about looseness and keeping your drawings as loose as possible. And the reason I want to do that one first is because that seems like something that I hear a lot, is people say like that my drawings are pretty loose and the lines are confident. I guess those two things are kind of connected. When you see really loose work, it does seem like there's confidence in the line work and in the drawing. And so I have like ideas and exercises that will help you loosen up your work and loosen up your lines. And so that'll be the first video that I'll do under the sub or the topic of studio art stuff. Another thing that I really want to do on this channel is I want to have other artists come on the videos and have discussions with them. And I'll have them over to my house sometimes. Sometimes I'll probably do them via Skype or Google Hangouts or whatever. But I want to have other discussions with other illustrators, obviously, and designers, but also like photographers, ceramic artists, installation artists, painters, pretty much anybody that works in the creative field. I'd be willing to have on the show, or have on the channel to have discussions. And we could talk about, sometimes maybe the videos will be about a specific topic that we're talking about. But other times, maybe I'll just do interviews, straight up interviews with the person, and find out more about their work and what drives them. And those maybe could be more long format, but I'll talk about like the length of videos in a few minutes here. I just want to get to the subject matter first. Let's see. Yeah, so with other artists, I definitely want to just like I said, maybe do topics, maybe do interviews, but I'm going to try different things out to see what's working and what doesn't. And that's where I'm going to rely on you guys for your comments to tell me, what you're liking, maybe what could be fixed or adjusted to make better. So I'll hope to hear from you guys in the comments. And I know that most people do like to comment and leave their opinions, so I'm not too worried about that. All right, so the third thing I want to do videos about is the business side of things, which is something that if you're an artist and you're trying to make a living with art, I think this will be something that you'll be interested in. I personally know tons of artists because I went to art school, but I know there's so many talented artists out there that are doing like incredible work, and they're really good at the art side of things, but they really struggle with the business side of things and getting their art seen by the right people so that they can get clients and get work. And I'm still trying to figure this out. I haven't been out of art school for that long, but I do want to make videos about what's worked for me and what hasn't worked for me. That's also another reason I want to have other artists come on and talk to them, because they obviously are going to have other different ideas that have worked for them that I haven't thought of. And so to be able to have like an open discussion with artists from all different practices, it'll be really interesting to see what they have to say about the business side of things and what's working. And obviously, like the art world and the world in general, it's constantly evolving, and that means as an artist we constantly have to evolve, not just with our work but with how we promote ourselves and how we market ourselves. And so it'll be good to talk about those things and have like an open conversation. And of course I want to talk about under the guise of or under the heading of business side of things, I think social media and marketing and growing your online following all fall under that category. And so those things are going to be topics that I'll definitely talk about. I have managed to do pretty well on Instagram and figure out how to grow that following. So I do have things I can talk about and give you some really solid advice that I know works. And so I think as far as the business side of things, that will be helpful. Also, crowdfunding. I was able to raise funds to put out a book last year, and so the crowdfunding is definitely an option for other artists to use to supplement their income for if they have a project they really want to put out but they don't have the funds to do it. If you're able to grow your online following to the point where you've got people following you that are really engaged in what you're doing, then there's no reason that you can't effectively use crowdfunding to get money for the project that you want to do. And so I want to have videos about that and how to use crowdfunding effectively. And also I want to talk about art school and whether it's worth going. It's definitely going to be depending on who you are and what you want to do. But there's definitely pros and cons to going to art school, and I want to lay those out and talk about those in videos, so I think that will be interesting to some. That's a pretty vague idea of what I want to talk about, but it gives you a good idea of the direction that I'd like to take the channel in as far as like topics, and some of the videos I want to do from home, and some I want to go out, like I said, to other artist studios or to galleries, or just out and about and doing cool things and take video of it so I can use it for the channel. So it'll be like a pretty good mix of setting too. As far as like video length and timing goes, I want to keep that like pretty flexible. I aim to put out a video once a week, and as I progress, hopefully I'll be able to do more, but I'm not that skilled of a video editor. And so it's going to take time to do videos and to edit them and put them together in a way that I'm happy with. They're not all just going to be me sitting in front of the camera, which is pretty easy to edit. But as I get better at video editing, and it takes me less time, I'll definitely be able to put out more videos, which will be good. I know that's the whole point of this. But making art is definitely my main thing. That's my main gig. That's where I make money. And so it'll be a balancing act, figuring out how much I want to give to the YouTube channel versus how much time I need to spend on actually making art. And so that'll take some time figuring out. Let's see, what else did I want to talk about? Yeah, as far as like video length, I personally have there's other artists that have YouTube channels that I really enjoy. Will Terry is one that I watch his videos quite a bit, and he has video lengths that are 5 minutes all the way up to an hour or plus. And what I like about that is some of the videos are short and you can just sit there and have a coffee and watch them and really pay attention. And some of the longer ones where he's talking to other artists, maybe doing interviews or talking about a subject that he's really elaborating on, I can put them on and do my art, draw while I'm listening to the topic. And sometimes I've listened to those more than once, the same video. And I get new things out of it each time. So video length on my channel will be varied. Some will be short and to the point, some will be long, and the topic is something you can't cover in a short time, so the video length will reflect that. But, feel free to do whatever you need to do. If you need to put on the video and just listen while you're drawing, great. Or if you're doing errands or whatever. So that'll be an option. Let's see. What else? Yeah, so like I said, this is really just a video to introduce you to me, if you're not familiar with me, and then also just to introduce you to what my plan is and what my goals are for this channel and the direction I wanted to take it, which I've mentioned a few times. So if this stuff sounds interesting to you at all, or you think that there'll be topics that you'll definitely want to hear about, if you subscribe to the channel, you'll always be alerted when there's new videos, and then you can watch which ones you'd like to watch. And you can follow me on Instagram if you want daily updates. I pretty much post daily on Instagram because I'm drawing all the time, and the way I draw is pretty quick, so I usually have new stuff to post almost every day. And I'll link that in the description. And I guess the last thing I'll talk about, because it's something that you're going to know, the more I'm on video, the more you're just going to notice this, especially if you're even observant at all. I have facial tics, and I've had them for as long as I can remember. When I was just a young child, I remember having them. I went to the doctors multiple times, and I don't have maybe a diagnosis, but the last doctor I saw said that it's probably some form of Tourette's that's causing them, and some days they're really bad and they're almost debilitating, and some days they're hardly even noticeable. And so I don't know what affects that, if it's anxiety and stress or if it's just like a cyclical thing, and there's not much I can do about it. And so the reason I just wanted to mention it up front is because it's something you're going to notice, and I don't want it to just be like sitting there, like the elephant in the room that I never even mentioned. So that's what the tics are about. There's just something I can't help, obviously. And so now you know about them. I probably will get comments about them, I'm sure, because there'll be people that'll come in later and they'll watch other videos, but they won't have watched this video. And so if you see other people commenting about them and you've watched this video, feel free to respond to their comments and let them know what's going on if I haven't. But that's pretty much it. So that's it for this video. Like I said, the next video I'm going to do is going to be about keeping your lines and keeping your work really loose. And I've got some great ideas and exercises that I can tell you guys about that will help that. But until then, thanks for joining me, and I'll see you next time.